Matthew, thank you very much. Great to have you here. Yeah.
Thanks.
And yeah, so I'd like you to share a little bit with the people in this YouTube live. Why Twilight Zone? Because I mean, I know of it, but even for me, it's a little bit kind of like it's not part of my childhood. It's something that I saw the remake in the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, good question. Why is it the Twilight Zone? I started to rewatch the originals from the 60s, late 50s, because something about this thing that's a reference to a lot, and maybe people more know the 80s one, but kind of feels like the original Black Mirror in this kind of dark anthology series. And the first episode in particular I've just found when I was watching, and the imagery in it is like feels super theatrical and super powerful. So yeah, something about it kind of excited me.
Fantastic. And I think it's so those that don't know of the Twilight Zone, I think Black Mirror is a good hook. It's a good connection. So try to catch it up because it's amazing. Yeah, yeah. I really recommend watching it. And you had a completely different take from the other artists working in the challenge. You kind of without spoiling it, can you tell us a little bit? Yeah, what is expecting, what is coming for them watching it?
Sure, yeah, and so again, Black Mirror is a good example. It's a bit like this, the Bandersnatch that they have, like this Choose Your Own Adventure game. Like interactive storytelling feels super. I mean, I'm not a filmmaker. I'm a theatre maker. I'm interested in like live shared experience. There's something about wanting to find a way to make a film that you can actively participate in. It's also more and more I'm watching things and just yearning to be in the space, like this like secret cinema vibes of immersive theatre where you can be right in the action. And I wanted to try and do, with limited resources, something where you felt like you got to call the shots a little bit, and that you could choose which direction you want to veer off in. So it's a first step at trying to make that happen, I think.
Okay, so there will be an element of choosing an ending, right?
Yeah, so I can explain that a bit clearly. I have, it's a 12-minute film, so halfway through you'll be prompted, hopefully fairly clearly, in the film I've made, to choose which way you would like to go. There's two options, and then you can click through to a link in the description, which gives the two different locations, or maybe it goes in this like live chat, and you can pick which location you would like to finish off in for the film. Yeah, and you have two different possible endings, possible outcomes.
And what about the change of venues? Because like you managed in a very short period of time to kind of to pull like a very kind of interesting yeah, production. Yeah. Tell us about that.
Right, yeah, so I live above an old cinema. And thinking about this DIY thing, I like started to try and like turn my bedroom into a cinema, and then I had that revelation of like, oh, I really don't need to do this. I could just go downstairs. And then we have an old costume room also in one of the other apartments. So there were like a few spaces our basement's really creepy. So I kind of was able to um, get the full on locations for what I needed, which I didn't realize when I proposed the project, but has become like super exciting. That feels like a real film shoot in a way.
Fantastic. Okay, brilliant. So thank you ever so much. It's been a pure joy to collaborate with you, and let's watch it.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone. There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as
The place is here. The time is now. And the journey into the shadows that we're about to watch could be our journey.
So che cosa significa essere diverso. E tutto quello che devi sopportare, l'ironia, la pietà, repulsione, fastidio. La gente riesce quasi a farti sentire in colpa per quello che sei.